Hello everyone, I'm Alan from Technology Moments. Today I'm gonna share with you the experience that we had and also what you can expect from this multi-purpose access point from Wavlink, the AC1200, which features this camouflage pattern and actually looks very cool. And I mean multi-purpose because it can act as a repeater, as a mesh node, or as an access point. You'll receive it very well packaged with the accessories needed for you to install it and have it up and running in no time. Assembling it is way easier than it may seem, but you just have to be very careful first not to switch the antennas as they are intended to be used with each radio. And second, taking care of each gasket and hermetic seal as they are very important so the access point will not lose its weatherproof protection, which is present even at the bottom with this specially designed gasket for the wiring. IP rating is not specified, but I would guess is at least IP65. You have to connect it directly to its power over Ethernet adapter. It will not work with a power over Ethernet switch, as you can see right here, and it has to use its original power over Ethernet injector. Configuration is very easy. You'll just have to do it from a client connected to its default network. In our particular case, I had to connect to the configuration address so we could access the configuration for the first time. I hard reset it a couple times just for testing purposes, and both times went straight to its configuration page. Our advice is not to leave this smart DHCP feature active as it may be of conflict in some networks, as even after we installed it in AP mode at a given network segment, the smart DHCP starting assigning IP addresses in my main network segment, even to wire clients, making them lose network connectivity. If you didn't deactivate it at the initial configuration, just go to Settings and either deactivate Smart DHCP or set a fixed IP address. After that, you can access its interface, in which menus are very intuitive and the interface is fast. Provisioning changes of the device is also fast, so changes are applied in a matter of seconds. I wouldn't pay attention to the user's guide as wiring explanations here are just so confusing. It is just important to note that right here you can connect to the power over Ethernet and your network, and right here you can't connect to any network client. It might as well be another access point, a laptop, or even a switch. Are you gonna be able to use it without the antenna angle holders? Sure, and about that, we've always argued how important, in some cases of course, the angle of the antennas is. So it's really up to you and your particular environment if you decide to use it or not. Just always keep in mind that antenna angles severely affect the coverage pattern of your Wi-Fi signals. As usual, we put ourselves to work and tested the unit, and actually connectivity as well as stability, which is as important, was outstanding. Let me show you. First, we were gonna test how it goes from this location, which is about 15 meters from the building, and the access point was about 10 meters inside. And there was, of course, a couple light walls between us. It worked very good. These were the speeds that we reached. It features, and we were able to prove it, high power radius and high sensitivity. As we recently noted, again, it's not enough that a given access point is able to transmit at high power, but also it's important that they are able to listen to the most distant clients. We've already used it for quite some time as a repeater and an access point. Our recommendation always when deploying mesh networks is to use the same hardware for all the nodes. However, the manufacturer claims that you can mesh these access points with compatible models featuring mesh buttons. Also remember that as a repeater, the Wi-Fi signal's speed and stability is gonna be that of the source signal. Hence, the importance of placing the repeater or a mesh node where the source signal is still good. And that is one of the reasons why coverage is dramatically increased just by locating one of these units somewhere in the middle. Let's take a look at the speeds that we reached when connecting to both networks in the 2.4 and 5 GHz bands individually. Here at 10 meters, in your left you have the 2.4 GHz and in the right 5 GHz. 50 meters, the same thing, left and right. Very good speed, by the way. 100 meters, which let us prove that this 5 GHz radio is pretty good. Has always had a better performance than the 2.4 GHz radio. Now let's go a little further, 150 meters from the access point. We even tried going further. Remember that this is having a line of sight, so it is important, as we said last time, for huge coverage of open areas. This one is a test, by the way, that we thought it was not gonna pass, not only because the access point is behind those trees, but it is about 90 meters behind it. As for stability, we do not have anything to highlight. We didn't experiment any disconnections, but when such things were to happen, the access point features an auto reboot programming, something very handy. Okay guys, I really hope that this video is as informative as it was intended. Please keep in mind that the idea with our videos is to help you make an informed decision. See you next time.